What is silence? Is silence complicity? Is it golden? Is silence deafening? Is silence acceptance? Is silence consent? Is silence a virtue? Is silence loud? Is silence the best response? Is silence golden? To me, silence is situational. Whether to remain silent or speak loudly, to me, really depends on the situation. So far, 2025 has been a shit show filled with chaos. It's the second round of lunacy. And boy, has it been concerning and embarrassing to see. Oh, the tangled web that has been weaved. To be blunt, since my voice through my vote was not enough, I will be making my voice heard through the almighty dollar. That's right, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. So in this situation, I believe verbal silence is complicity, consent, and acceptance for the buffoonery that's taking place. And folks, I will not accept and I will not consent. I also believe that my dollar's silence will speak very loudly. It will speak of volumes. What am I doing here right now? I'm making some coffee. Hello there, my name is Dee. I usually post videos about car camping out of my Hyundai Santa Fe on a part-time basis. And as you can see by the title, this video is a little bit different. Don't mind me, I'm just making some coffee here out in nature. So a bit about me. I'm a mother of 2 adult daughters. I also have a 9-year-old son. I am a wife, and I have worked full-time since 1998 in various sectors, from the health IT sector to the financial sector. I did a brief stint in the United States Army right after high school. And as a teenager, I started working around the age of 15 years old. My first ever job was a part-time auxiliary aide at a nursing home. And then I moved on to being a part-time waitress at a locally owned restaurant. So clearly, I've been contributing to the economy and paying taxes for about 30 years now. And for many of those years, I really didn't think about where I spent my hard-earned money. I didn't research companies to see if, I was contributing to things like child labor. Grocery stores owned by former Nazis or started with former Nazis, and companies who discriminate against certain people, companies who violate labor laws, or companies that donated to political campaigns to support the continued downfall of the United States of America. I was naive, I was ignorant, and that has changed. And I've been contemplating how I can truly make a difference, how I can get involved, how I can be kind of more proactive or active. What changes can I make that will be meaningful? How can I make a difference? What can I do? So here's what I've come up with, and maybe this can help you if you're contemplating the same. So the first thing I'm doing, donating to support nonprofits who are fighting against executive orders to protect the United States Constitution, to prevent illegal takeovers of our government, and protecting we the people. And three examples where I've been donating is Democracy Forward, Common Cause, and then Move On. The second thing is Amazon. I'm done with Amazon. Over the years, I've gone back and forth with my Prime subscription and even ordering things from Amazon. I've gone back and forth, but I've made the decision I cannot keep doing that. I cannot keep supporting a company that has so many labor law violations that support the downfall of democracy. And that goes for any Amazon subsidiaries like Whole Foods, Ring, Twitch, Uber, Zappos. Those are a few. Same thing with anything owned or operated or anything to do with Elon Musk, for obvious reasons. Hello. I'm also done with Target. I'm not spending my money there. Turns out they don't stand for anything. It was just a ploy. Of course it was. So no, they no longer get my dollar. Walmart as well. Any businesses that supported Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans, they don't get my dollar. So you might be asking, well, how are you going to purchase the things you need? Just like I did before there was Amazon, before Target and Walmart was everywhere. Local businesses, just like we did before. Everything's expensive now anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. And as far as red states go, this is going to be a touchy topic, but that's okay. That's all right. So many of you know I travel up and down the East Coast from Pennsylvania, Maryland, all the way down to Georgia because my daughter goes to college in Georgia, thankfully in a blue part of Georgia. But on my travels down, I go through a lot of red states. I will no longer be refueling and grabbing my necessities for car camping on my road trips in those red states unless there is pockets of blue areas where I'm going through. That's where I will stop and I will refuel. So I'm being very strategic, and that's where I will get any necessities. I'm done spending money, anything related to red states. I cannot do it. Something else that I've done that I haven't heard anybody talk about is their 401ks. So I have a 403b, which is pretty much the same thing as a 401k. I went in and I changed it around how my contributions are being invested. So I used to have contributions going to like this just general this general area where it was based on the year that I'm supposed to retire, and then the aggressiveness of how I want to invest. And I have changed that, and I have made sure that all of my investments are going to companies that I have researched and I think are ethical. So my money isn't floating around there without me knowing, supporting these horrible things that are going on. And some will say, oh, you're being divisive, oh, this is cancel culture. I got to push back on that. I have to ask, why do you think standing up against people who break the law is divisive? Why do you think standing up to defend the United States Constitution is divisive? Why do you consider standing up for basic human rights cancel culture or divisive? Why? I know that's a bold statement, and that's fine at this point. I think we all need to get a lot more bold and stop being so silent when it comes to our democracy, protecting the United States Constitution, and stop pouring in money to these companies who support the downfall of our Constitution. Now, the next one that I've been doing that isn't about the dollar, and that is calling and really bombarding our senators and our congressmen and women and letting them know we will not stand for this. I will put a number up on the screen. That is the U.S. Capital Switchboard, and you can get through to your representatives. And also put more links in the description of this video to give you some more options to contact or even find your representatives. Another thing you can do is protest. When large, peaceful protests amass, people start paying attention. If you can't protest, like I said before, call and email your representatives. Sign petitions, donate to nonprofits that support the U.S. Constitution and support making sure people keep their basic human rights. Hold them accountable for what is right. We cannot remain silent. We have to hold folks accountable for what they're doing. So I hope this video has given you some ideas about how you can also vote with your dollar. And I hope it helps people to decide not to stay silent when it matters most. If you are doing any of these things that I mentioned, or if you're doing something else, feel free to drop it down in the comments below so we can help inspire others to help stand up against what's been going on and not to stay silent. Let's not stay silent. Let's not let this country repeat the same inequities towards human lives. Let's not stand by as our U.S. Constitution is being shattered, disregarded, and disrespected, and in some ways dismantled. We simply cannot afford to sit silent during times of injustice. We as the people must take a stand in all areas of our life. We must hold them accountable. We must be the loudest in the room. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy car camping.